I'm back at it again with another This Week in WWE with the TheJaseDawg. That's right. So we're up to episode number 41. Now let's get right into it. If you haven't seen what happened this week, definitely check it out on the WWE Network, guys, if you want to. If not, oh well. Let's get right into it. We started with Raw, and we had Goldberg come out, and pretty much he was talking for a little bit before getting interrupted by Paul Heyman. Now Paul Heyman kind of hinted that Brock was going to be there. Brock wasn't there, to turn out. It was just a bit of a joke from Paul Heyman, and it pissed Goldberg off. But then Rusev came out, and Rusev and Goldberg started to fight, and then Goldberg hit probably the weakest kicks or whatever it was that barely connected to Rusev, and then he hit him with his finishing move, and then he speared Paul Heyman, which pretty much put Paul Heyman in an ambulance. Then we had Enzo Amore versus Luke Gallows in a trick or street fight. Now this match was a bit of a weird match. It's, pumpkins all around the ring, just all Halloween based and shit like that. And of course you knew that the other two were going to get involved anyway because it was a no DQ match. So in the end, Enzo ends up winning with a DDT with a pumpkin that was on top of Gallows' head and gets a weird win. But then, it was pretty cool. We had Perkins getting his rematch against Brian Kendrick for the Cruiserweight Championship. Now, Perkins won the match. However, it was by countout, so Kendrick retained. We had a Battle Royale. For the winner of the Battle Royale would get to be a part of Team Raw in the Survivor Series Elimination Men match. So, Braun Strowman and a bunch of others were in there. It came down to Braun and Sami Zayn in the end, and Braun got the win and moves on. And he joins Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, and Roman Reigns. And we still don't know who the fifth person is yet. Whereas on SmackDown we know that it's AJ Styles, Bray, Randy, I think Dean's in there, and Braun Strowman. We had Bayley versus Nia Jax, and it was pretty much Charlotte set it up because she's the leader of the women's Raw elimination type of Survivor Series match. So she set this match up because she reckons that Bayley's the weak link, and pretty much Bayley lost, of course, because Nia Jax is dominant. And yeah, we had the United States Championship match. It was Roman Reigns versus Chris Jericho. Now this match was kind of thrown together because they just wanted to. And of course Roman would retain the title. And after the match, both Owens and Jericho retained the title by DQ because of Owens, because I think Jericho was about to lose the match, so Owens cost the match. And then they were both beaten up on Roman. Seth comes down, beats them off, hits a pedigree on... No, he didn't hit a pedigree on Jericho, but scared him off, and then him and Roman kind of stood each other down, but they're both good, so it's a bit weird. Had SmackDown, and it started with Ellsworth trying to make peace. He was apologising from what he did last week with no chin music on AJ. He was apologising to Dean because he cost him the match. Brian ended up making a match between Dean and AJ later on in the night that if Dean was to win, he'd get a shot at the title, but if he lost, this is his last chance. No more chances while AJ's champ. And Ellsworth is banned from ringside. Had Randy Orton versus Kane in a no DQ type of match, and of course Kane won because of Bray and Luke Harper, who came out and pretty much distracted Kane to the point that Randy got the win. And I guess Randy's a part of the Wyatt family now. Had Alexa Bliss and Carmella beating Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella. I think Becky lost the match, that's right. Had a Intercontinental Championship Open Challenge thing because Ziggler was out there ready to defend. Miz, on his own terms. And Hawkins accepted the challenge, came down to the ring, bell rang, turned around, got hit with a super kick, lost the match. And then Ziggler put out an open challenge to anyone on Raw at Survivor Series, whoever wants a Intercontinental Championship match, to come get some. Dean Ambrose versus AJ in the main event, and it ended up coming down to Ellsworth coming out and almost costing Dean the match, and then running away with security chasing him out of the arena. And then he came back down, AJ got distracted, and then AJ lost the match. So Dean gets a title match, which is good, and Ellsworth got escorted backstage by security, well, dragged backstage by security. Into NXT, we had TM61 versus Roderick Strong and Aries. However, because Aries is injured with a broken eye socket or whatever you want to call it, because of the match he had with Shinsuke, they ended up making it a one-on-one match, and the winning person, their team would progress in the tournament. So Shane Thorne was the one that would fight in the match against Roderick. Roderick was going pretty well. He's awesome in the ring, guys. If you have not watched Roderick Strong, you've got to watch him. And even Shane, he's awesome too. Like, I love Team 6-1 and I love Aries and Strong. These teams, I didn't want to see a loser. However, it came down to the end with Thorn actually getting Thorn got the win by roll up, and yeah, so Strong and Aries are knocked out, but it doesn't really matter because both teams walked out there with kind of like a win in a way. Found out that Gargano and Ciampa would move on because the Revival, one of them, I think it's Scott, he's injured, and I just reckon they used that as an excuse because he didn't want to verse Authors of Pain, who the Authors of Pain were in the next match. They beat No Way Jose and Rich Swann, so they move on. So now it's Gargano and Ciampa versus the Authors of Pain next week, and then Team 6-1 to verse the next winners. And the winners we ended up having, so the next match we had Sanity versus TJ Perkins and Kota Ibushi. Now these two teams, I love both these two teams, however, I was kind of thinking that Sanity would win this because they're an actual team, and they did, and it was a good match. So it's Team 6-1 versus Sanity next week as well. So guys, if you did like this episode of This Week in WWE with the JaseDawg, make sure to smash that like button hard. Make sure you smash that like button hard, guys, but not too fucking hard. Don't break your computers. If you want to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, the links are in the description down below. Guys, make sure to hit the subscribe button to join the Dark Squad. Spread the word of the JaseDawg to everybody you know. As always, guys, stay awesome. The JaseDawg is out of here. See ya.